So today I'll be working on my personal Lolita transformation. First off, you want to get a hairband so that way your hair is out of your way. There's nothing in your face. Next, I use a CoverGirl foundation and I spread that on with my fingers and a sponge. Usually, of course, foundation and concealer, they'll come after you've, cleaned your face and you've used moisturizer. So this is kind of me after my face cleansing and moisturizing routine. I usually pat myself down with a sponge and make sure that everything is kind of even. I don't have any, concentrated areas of foundation in certain parts of my face. And I'll just kind of take dabs and whatnot until I feel that all my foundation is properly blended in. Next is my powder. I'm using a Rimmel Stay Matte, and I'll just use a, powder puff. I don't really use any loose brushes or anything like that to apply it. I just kind of dab it on and just put it on wherever, and I just make sure it's even. I don't have any chalky looking parts on my face. Next is a little bit of blush. I'm using Estee Lauder's palette, and I will be using this shade of pink right here. I really like applying basically to the apples of my cheek and just kind of spread it upwards. Usually don't put too much blush on. I just kind of put enough to give myself color. Next, I'm going to be using a white eyeliner by Wet n Wild, and I'm just going to be putting it in the waterline and towards the edges of my eyes. And this is pretty much the overall look with the white eyeliner. Next, I'll be using a black-brown kind of eyeliner to kind of put underneath the white lines that I've already made. It's kind of funny when you watch yourself putting on makeup afterwards, how many weird faces you tend to make, like having your mouth wide open and whatnot, but anyway, you're just going to basically just put it underneath that white line, so you're kind of giving the illusion that your eyes are bigger since you have that white liner there, and then you're putting another darker layer underneath it. So here's the progress up to this point. Next, I'll be using Rimmel's Glam Eyes in HD. They come in different colors and sets. I'm using like this pink and white and blue set. The first color you want to use is the white, that way you can have a base to build off of. So I'm just scooping up some of the white and I'm applying it over most of my eye. Next, I'll be gathering this glitter from a different palette that I have, and I'll be putting it in the tear duct area of my eyes. Now I'm going back to the HD palette. I'm using the pink, and I'll be applying that into the crease of my eye. Then I usually kind of get my brush again and I'll kind of blend everything in and make sure that it's all even and nothing is crossing weird on my face. So I just get that blush brush and I kind of sweep it all around. Kind of weird thing that I'm not quite sure if anybody else does is I'll usually like wet the tips of my fingers in water and I'll kind of go over them on my eyelashes just to kind of get all that loose powder and whatnot off of my eyelashes. Next, I'll be using Hard Candy's black liquid eyeliner. This is an excellent eyeliner. I highly recommend it if you're looking for some type of liquid eyeliner to use. Next is my least favorite part to do, which is fake eyelashes, because I'm so bad at it still. I'm still learning, but just basically take your time, have patience, and if you mess up, oh well, just, try your best. So when applying glue, make sure not to put too much on, but you still want enough to where it's going to stay on there. And of course you have to give it some time to kind of do like a pre-drying effect so it can, get sticky and stick on your eye. So give it a couple of seconds and then you can start sticking it on your face. If you need to make adjustments, I highly suggest getting like some type of tweezers or something, that way it can help you put it into place and you're not using like your finger to poke at it. Also, don't worry if you still see the glue is white. It'll dry like clear, so it's not gonna like, oh my god, it's still white on your face. It just takes time to dry. So in the event if you do see white still, you can use the black liner again over it to kind of cover up those spots. Next, I'll be using NYC's Big and Bold mascara just to put on my real eyelashes and the fake ones to kind of join them together somewhat. Aw, and just as I finished, I marked my nose, so I have to clean that off. But pretty much that's it. I kind of move on to hair and then I'm done.